Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In the 1990s, something strange happened to romantic cinema. Love got bloody. Couples didn't drift off into the moonlight or kiss at sunset. They charged headlong into gunfire or sped off in stolen Cadillacs, bleeding from bullet wounds and leaving a trail of bodies and cigarette smoke. A wave of filmmakers, some in Hollywood, others in Europe or Asia, crafted love stories shaped by violence, time, and fatalism. These were films where devotion wasn't whispered. It was shouted across rooftops, tattooed into the flesh, or written in blood on bathroom mirrors. Let's take a look at a subgenre that flickered like a neon motel sign and then vanished: the crime romance. In Hong Kong, Fallen Angels by Wong Kar-wai takes the architecture of noir and fractures it until what's left are glances, gestures, and silence. In most films, characters fall in love through dialogue, but in Fallen Angels, a film about disconnection rendered in motion, they fall in love through proximity, through the quiet ache of being near someone that you'll never fully reach. Cinematographer Christopher Doyle uses extreme wide angles, handheld disorientation, and smeared color. The visuals of this world, fast, blurred, and indifferent, are an emotional syntax. And in this chaos, the smallest moments, washing someone's hair, leaning on a shoulder, become devastating. Fallen Angels rejects the arc of the crime romance. Instead, it lingers in its aftermath. It's about the feeling of love after the violence, when you're left with smoke, silence, and what could have been. Across the Pacific, a different kind of love story played out. True Romance was violent, loud, and oddly sincere. Tarantino's script, filtered through Tony Scott's pop violent aesthetic, became candy-colored carnage with a beating heart. Clarence, a comic book nerd, and Alabama, a hooker with a heart of gold, weren't just lovers. They were fanboys for each other. Every act of violence, every escape, felt like another panel in a comic book fantasy. But beneath the bullets is something heartbreakingly earnest. Even the most broken people deserve a shot at real love. Bound is what happens when you take noir and run it through the lens of intimacy and subversion. Now, what makes the Wachowskis' tight, stylish debut quite remarkable is the trust, not the crime. Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly do more than conspire to steal a blood-soaked $2 million. What they do is they rewrite the power dynamics baked into the genre. Gershon reclaims the role of the noir detective, and Tilly uses the performance expected of her like a switchblade. Bound elegantly collapses the distance between seduction and strategy. Every touch a test, every glance a negotiation. And as the violence ramps up, the bond between Gershon and Tilly grows stronger and more resilient. The foundation of noir is betrayal, but Bound offers something radical. A romance that doesn't end in ruin. It ends in escape. David Lynch doesn't direct genre, he directs dreams. And Wild at Heart may be his wildest. Sailor and Lula are more than lovers. They're myth, Elvis and witchcraft, love and annihilation. Their love burns so hot, it scorches the celluloid. Lynch draws from The Wizard of Oz, one of his favorites, but there's no Kansas here, only fire. It's not always coherent, but it's unforgettable. Because in Lynch's world, love can survive hitmen and death metal, but never innocence and never irony. Next up is The Last Seduction, a crime film that sharpens the noir template into a weapon, Linda Fiorentino's Bridget isn't just a femme fatale. She's the film's engine, its architect, and its escape route. She uses seduction like a surgeon uses a scalpel, clean, precise, and with zero sentimentality. Now, what makes the last seduction so effective is we're not persuaded to like Bridget. Instead, filmmaker John Dahl encourages us to watch her very closely as she flips every gendered expectation on its head. Sex isn't intimacy, it's leverage. Romance isn't destiny, it's manipulation. In the end, there's no moral comeuppance, no tragic downfall. Bridget doesn't fall in love or into ruin. She walks away untouched and smiling. And in a genre built on the consequences of desire, The Last Seduction is a rare outlier. It's a noir where the woman wins. Across the Atlantic, there was Run Lola Run, a film that reimagines time, causality, and consequence. In Tom Tykwer's Berlin, love isn't passive. It's kinetic, it's propulsive, it's effort. Franca Potente's Lola runs not because she has to, but because she chooses to. Again and again and again. Each sprint is a new version of devotion, a new declaration of her love for money. Her body becomes the film's story engine, her love a weapon against time itself. This film's storytelling structure, much like a video game, and its unique visual approach, utilizing various filming formats and hyper-stylistic editing aesthetic, propelled this film unlike any other. And finally, Wild Side, directed by Donald Cammell, a haunted, broken film about a woman played by Anne Heche in an awesome early role, trapped in a web of deceit, desire, and gendered performance. Anne Heche's Alex lives many lives, but none of them feel safe. Not once Christopher Walken targets her with his baroque and sadistic lust. Beneath its fractured style lies a dangerous idea that love, identity, and desire are not fixed points, but shifting, unstable forces. Wildside, with its forbidden lesbian love affair at its core, pushes this subgenre toward erotic delirium. Here, the crime isn't just danger, it's desire. From Hong Kong alleys to German rooftops, from Vegas motels to LA diners, these films share a worldview. That love, in its purest form, is reckless. That to love someone truly means risking everything. They weren't fairy tales. They weren't tragedies. They were something in between. Love stories with a body count, made by filmmakers who asked what it meant to love in a world falling apart. These films share more than guns and kisses. They speak to a deeper anxiety, the fear that intimacy could only be achieved through destruction, and that in a world this fake, love had to be violent to feel real. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great day.